Hi, everyone. It's Jirzia Blackman, and welcome back to Authentic Beyond the Couch. And today's episode is going to be a little different. I recently had the honor of being a guest on Untamed and Unapologetic, a podcast hosted by a really good friend of mine, Jeanette Lira. We had a powerful conversation entitled From Ashes to Beauty, Resilience, Mental Health, and Authentic Healing. In this episode, I open up about my own journey through my divorce, depression, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the lessons that shaped me and mold me into who I am today. We talk about what it means to rise from difficult seasons, to embrace your truth, and heal in ways that feel real and authentic to you. I wanted to share this conversation here with you because I know so many of you are walking through your own paths of healing, and I believe that this episode will speak to your heart. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's dive into this discussion. I hope my life experiences encourage you and let you know that you're not alone on this journey. And remember, please share it with someone who may need to hear it. Let's dive in. Welcome to Authentic Beyond the Couch, the podcast where healing goes beyond the therapeutic room. I'm your host, Jirzia Blackman, and together we will explore real, raw conversations about life, growth, and embracing your most authentic self. This is your space for courage, connection, and healing beyond the couch. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, Jeanette Lira with Untamed and Unapologetic. Today, I have my good friend Jirzia Blackman with me. I'm so excited to have her. Say hello. Yeah, so tell everyone how we know each other.
Wow, it's been how many years? Like 7 years, something like that.
Like
Probably
that.
7 years
Maybe a
or
little bit more because I've been in business for 8 years, going this coming March.
Yeah, I met you the year you left. So
Huh?
we met each other at a previous place of employment where we worked together as colleagues. And then you left. I remember you just your space, right? It's like I would smell your incense and see your what did you have the what was it? The smoke that used to come out? It's like
Like the I know what you're talking about. The
the humidifier or whatever it was. Yes.
diffuser.
Well, your diffuser, yes. You had your diffusers going and you would be walking around barefoot. And I'm like,
Like even right now, I got just socks. Shoes are overrated.
and then I remember you were on your way out and I introduced myself and I'm like, I'm Jersey Lira. And I was like, I'll just take your number because I plan on leave. When I do leave, I want to, touch base with you. And then when I finally left, probably like 2 years later, I
Mhm.
left and I reached out to you and you were so amazing, like so selfless and like didn't hold back. Like you were like, do you want to know how to do this? Do you want to know a credential? Do you want to like I can help you do that. I can help you. Don't pay them. I'll help you do that. I summed it up, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we met.
Yeah. From that place that we worked, like I gained so many good friends and it's so cool how we all like stay connected.
Yes. Yes. I did the same. I mean, my group, like you were out and then we kind of formed our own little group and I'm still connected to everyone from that group. We all kind of left together around the same time, opened our own business together and we go out to lunch all the time and you and I like, it's like yeah, we really built a good bond in a community.
Yeah. And I love that about all of us because we know that the only way to grow and to make impact is to do it in numbers.
Do it together. And there's no competition. And we all different but the same, right? We're all doing mental health, but we all have our little niche and style.
And different ways that we do things.
Yeah.
I used to have this friend that used to be so concerned with people stealing her ideas, right? And I would always tell her, like, why are you concerned with people stealing things? Because nobody can steal anything, right? Because, like you said, you're going to do it one way that's going to attract this niche of people. I'm going to do it another way that's going to attract this niche of people. Some other person's going to do it completely different.
Mhm.
And so I always looked at it as like collaboration at like the finest.
Yeah. And I think that's the best way, just having community. I mean, like, I can go through something and reach out to you, or you can reach out to me, or we can, communicate with each other. Like, it's just, I feel
Yeah,
like that's the best, like you said, to grow, right? It's in community and without, like crabs, not pulling each other down,
like
help pushing each other up.
exactly, and that's why I love you and I love all the people that we know, and I think we are such a great mix together.
Agree. Agree. Yeah.
But you are doing some amazing things right now, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but before we get to that, could you tell me about a moment that changed everything for you in your life?
That was such a profound question. And I was thinking, like, okay, a moment. And then I'm like, there's so many moments, so many moments. And like, how deep do I go with this moment? Like, is this therapy? Like, do I need to call my therapist after this?
We don't have to go that deep.
Not that deep. All right, so let me shallow it up a little bit. But I feel like there have been so many monumental moments in my life, and I feel like now looking back in retrospect, I've grown from those moments. But in the moment, it didn't feel so great, right? And so I thought about one that I can share was definitely my divorce. I feel like I was so young. I was probably I don't that time in my life feels like such a blur. Like, right? I'm like, I don't even know how old I was. I don't even know what time, like what year I got married. Like, I don't
Um,
know anything. I was just existing.
it was pre who you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was such a dark moment for me. And so funny because my daughter read, she's an adult now, and my daughter's from that marriage. And she read the divorce decree. One that I haven't, like, I don't even know where I put it. Like, like I just had all those things in a place for her. So when she grew up, like if she wanted to, like pictures, wedding pictures, things like that. Like it's her father. Like I'm not gonna be like, I hate you.
No.
I wanted to, right? And I'm like, but I'll keep things for her, if she wanted to any access to that. So I left all those things in some place. I don't know. She found them. And she was reading the divorce decree and everything that happened during that time in my life. And I was like, that happened? He did what? He threw what at me? He
Oh,
touched what? Where was I in that moment? And
yeah.
so that was eh, a pivotal time in my life. I was probably, I want to say probably 22 or 23 at that point, where we were going through a divorce. And I was in school or getting ready to start grad school. No, I was still in undergrad. And then we got pregnant maybe 4 months in. So I was pregnant and it was just hard. I feel like the first year of marriage felt like 20 years in. Like year one, I was like, this is year one.
And you make it.
I know. I thought I was 20 years in. I was like, only 1 year I felt like I was beat up. Um, and so yeah, it was hard. I don't know how much details you want me to go in, but
Yeah, no, but I find it like fascinating that you say that you don't remember anything and how powerful our mind is in putting us in a place where we can function and do what we have to do. And I know you're a therapist like I am. We have clients that come in front of us every day and what's the word I'm looking for? It's like we delete certain things or
Mhm.
blinders on so that
Yeah,
we can function. Can
yeah,
you talk more into
yeah.
that?
I really feel like I dissociated and hyperfunctioned, right? And now as an adult and now going through my own therapy, my own trauma therapy, I understand what I did and I know now where it's connected in my childhood. But at the
Mm,
time, I didn't know. But I was definitely overfunctioning, which is what I learned to do at age 8, right? Overfunctioning, hyper vigilant, anxious,
mhm.
and all of that served me well at the time, right? Because I was over functioning, I was able to go to school. I was a single mom. I was in church, and I was very active in my church. I was a minister in my church, so I'm in church almost every day. In the choir, in the dance, on the dance team, and the usher team, on the praise team. Like I'm over functioning in that capacity. I'm literally finishing undergrad, and then I took a year off, and then I started grad school, and then I'm working a full-time job, and, like, I'm just a mess. Like, a li
But you're killing it.
But killing it, yes, killing
So
it.
outsider, like this woman's got all her shit together.
Mhm.
She's married, she's got a baby, her life is perfection.
Yes.
But what was really
Inside, a hot mess, dissociating, anxious, overfunctioning. Yeah,
happening?
and depressed, right? Like, I remember it was like, I don't even know what prompted, but I just remember the moment. I remember driving in my car and I had already filed for divorce, and he didn't fight me on the divorce, but it was just the climate and where we were in, right? He was fighting me on child support and other things like that. And I just remember feeling overwhelmed and like
Right.
not knowing where to go. Like, I wasn't a therapist yet. Had started working at Jewish Board Family and Children's Services. So I wasn't a go to grad school yet. And, I was in the process of becoming that. I didn't have much tools. Like, it's like you give it to Jesus and that's what I believed, right? But I was still feeling it. And it just felt like an oxymoron, right? It's like, but I gave this to you, God. Like, why am I feeling it? You're supposed to delete and unfollow. And that's not how it went. While I was in my valley moments, he was there, but I just didn't feel it. Like, I was just feeling everything that I was experiencing, and I remember driving in my car and just feeling this feeling like I could just drive off. Like, I could just drive off the bridge and everything would just be fine,
Yeah,
right?
everything could disappear for a minute.
Everything would just disappear. All the noise, all the chaos, trying to take him to court for child support, and then he would lie to the judge, and then, me feeling like it felt like an uphill climb. Like,
Yes.
I'm trying to climb this and I'm doing this for our daughter, and, intentionally lying or faking or, not showing up, or like, just making it worse. So, yeah, it was really dark.
You said something very powerful. You said you gave it to Jesus. You're
Mm,
like, "Here, take it. It's too heavy. I can't do it. I'm gonna give it to you. Take it. Do what you will with it."
mhm.
The other side, you were like,
I'm s
"Hey, I'm still hurting. What am I thought you were supposed to help me out here." And I
right.
think so many of us turn to God, to Jesus, to prayer, right? To our faith whenever we're going through hard moments in life. And I personally believe like that's the thing that we have to do.
Mhm,
But sometimes when we get lost in that pain, we question, right? And we're
mhm,
like, why aren't you helping us? Why is this pain still here?
mhm,
And my eyes, I always look at it as like God walks beside us, right? Jesus,
mhm.
God, whatever you believe, right? He's walking with us. And for me, I feel like he's just shining light, right? In front.
Yeah,
And whatever we experience, whatever we feel, what's happening in that moment, it's not that he's forsaken us or
yeah,
forgot about us,
yeah,
but it's more like, "Hey, I have a light right here for you.
mhm,
I need you to look right there.
yeah.
What am I showing you? What is this? What does it represent? What do you do with it?" What do you think about that? Like, talk
I
to me.
agree. There's a poem, it's called "The One Set of Footprints in the Sand," and the whole, concept of the poem is a man going through, it's footprints in the sand, and he sees moments where there are 2 footprints in the sand, and then there's moments where there's just 1, and he questioned God about that because he noticed that the times where there was just 1 footprint in the sand were the most difficult times in his life. And so he was asking God, like, why did you leave me during those moments? And God said, I was carrying you.
Mm,
So the idea is I think the expectation is that once you pray, you come out of the moments, right? It's like, okay, I prayed, take this away, God, right? Right. And it's sort of like the 3 that went through, I forget their names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? It's like he didn't take them out of the fiery furnace. They walked through the fiery furnace and he walked with them through the fiery furnace, right? And so in those moments, although you feel like you're alone, right? He's actually carrying you through these moments.
that
Yeah.
is like it gave me chilly bumps. I like it. Yeah, I think I've heard of the poem, but I've never actually read it. So here I'm just
Mhm.
saying the actual
Yeah.
poem. I know I always tell my clients this one story about like the guy who's on the roof with the flood and he
Mhm.
like climbs the roof because there's a flood and like a boat comes and he's like, "Oh no, Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming.
Mhm.
He's gonna save me." And then like a helicopter comes. "Oh, Jesus is gonna save me.
Yes.
He's gonna save me." And then something else comes and something else happens, but he ends up dying. And
Yes.
he gets to heaven and he's like, "Hey, you said you were gonna save me." And he was like, "I tried. I sent you the boat, the helicopter, the whatever, and you never did
Yep.
anything with it."
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I can say in those moments, like, maybe if I had a boat or plane, I probably wouldn't have even listened. I probably would have been like that guy, right? I know, I'm
"Come get
waiting,
me."
right? I'm waiting for Jesus to come get me because I'm sure, I know my mom was there for me, and I had those. Like I had my mom as a source of support, and I know that there's, with my clients as they experience some really low moments. I think it's really hard when you don't have community and you
Mm,
don't have anybody to turn to, and you don't have family members around, and maybe you moved and you feel really isolated, so I completely understand those moments. I did have my mom, I did have, church family and people praying for me and really trying to get me through those moments. But what I felt inside was that loneliness and
yeah.
that really those really dark moments. We're going to pause here because the next part deserves its own space. This conversation continues in part 2 of this episode, where I go into a little bit of more my coping techniques and skills that I use to get through that season. When you're ready, join us there. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Authentic Beyond the Couch. I hope today's conversation brought you insight, comfort, and simply reminded you that you are not alone on this journey. If you found this episode meaningful, please follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with someone who may need to hear it. You can connect with me on Instagram at authenticbeyond_the couch for more resources and authentic conversations. Until next time, keep showing up as your most truthful self, and remember, healing can continue even beyond the couch.